music. As you know, I'm half German. My mom is from Germany. I feel very, very close to German cuisine, German culture. When I would visit Germany with my mother every year, one of my favorite dishes was a cream of mushroom dish that was laid over a spätzle, which was not vegan. So I have now invented this adaptation of that dish. It will be cream of mushroom sauce over roasted celery root and potatoes.
And it's vegan.
And it's vegan. So we've got, and I'm gonna do a little Swiss chard on the side. We've got our brown mushrooms, our white mushrooms, our celery root, which is like my favorite vegetable on the planet. We of course have my lucky parsley, my lucky fennel, some good old baking potatoes or Yukon Golds would be fine. You know me, I'm always gonna add some nuts or do something nutty like that. This is actually champagne. We're gonna add a little champagne sauce, and we're gonna do a little experiment between an almond milk and a cashew milk for the cream, which we'll walk you through. And of course we have a little Earth Balance butter just to get a little bit of that thickness.
All right, we have the oven preheated to 400.
400.
And we are just cutting up some onions.
Basics.
Basics,
Onions
and garlic always. And then we're gonna cut up more. And then again, we just crush
Smashing.
the garlic, smash, and then that's it. And
We're doing a chop check-in very quickly.
chop check-in.
Chop check-in. So I'll explain all this later, but celery root, a lot of people don't know how to use it, so I wanted Tony to just show.
What we're doing is we're just taking the skin off of it. Now, we also peeled the potatoes, just so you see, and we'll show you how to cut them up. And then what we do is we keep these because we can refry those, and they are yummy. But here, you just kind of work your way around slowly.
With a paring knife.
With a paring knife, because you need something that's actually a little strong.
We can keep those skins for the soup.
Yeah, we
Raw.
keep.
Yeah.
And that's it, basically. And then we'll show you how to cut it in a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, hi guys. So I'm just gonna show you quickly how I cut the celery root. So you see, you just basically like a pineapple, for lack of a better explanation. And
We want nice big chunks because we're gonna put the mushroom sauce over the top.
Yep. And then let me just, potato is gonna be the same way. I cut it into 3.
Nice.
And then we'll just, that's it. So these are gonna be the potatoes right in here. And then I'm gonna keep cutting celery root, and Stephanie will show you how to do the mushrooms.
Rule number 1 with mushrooms is never, ever, ever wash mushrooms, right, Mom? Never.
No, never.
So what I normally do is I put a little, like a towel out, and what I do is I just take a little bit of that dirt off, I just roll it out, and then I'll slice it with my trusting paring knife. Yeah, you could do a brush too. Of course, our fennel chopped. Our parsley, you know, I'm gonna cut all the stems out, so we're gonna do that. I love my parsley. And I love my little paring knife. Typically you would do this with a French knife, but I just love my little paring knife here. And I'm not really afraid of using some of those stems. I'm gonna go to about here, and I'm gonna put those in my little soup pile. And I'm just gonna
And then,
chop this up a little bit more. Great, and now we're chopped. Mushrooms, celery root, potato, fennel, and parsley. So that's our base. We're gonna get cooking in a minute. What are you doing, Tone?
I am gonna now make, so we're gonna use the 1 onion that we cut, we're gonna put that in here.
Yep.
Then we're gonna take this garlic that we cut, we're gonna put that in here. And then in here are the celery root and the potatoes that we cut up. And now we are gonna douse this in olive oil, douse. That'll be really good. And then what we should do is we should take some pepper. Should be enough. And then we'll take some salt. And then we will mix it up.
Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty.
Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty.
So we're not putting any bouillon or any crazy spice
No,
in there. This
because-
is like a
because-
very neutral bake, right?
Yeah, and in general, like when you're doing the mushrooms and stuff, you just don't want to overpower it. And then we're just gonna,
You're also gonna have a nice that licorice taste out of the celery root, right?
yeah,
And then the neutralized potato.
yep,
And then are we throwing parsley in there or no?
we can. Here.
Maybe
take
a
little
tiny
of
bit,
parsley.
right? Just a little bit. There you go. Beautiful. Just to give it a little
Little-
life.
Little life.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, that's it, right?
that's it. Then this is going right
I
into
can
the
help you.
oven.
You got
That's actually, we preheated it to 450. We'll let it cook for a little bit.
So now we're doing the mushroom sauce, which is going to go over the celery root potato base that Tony just did. And of course, our gorgeous olive oil mixture with a little earth balance or a little vegan butter. I don't want to push a brand necessarily. If you guys like certain butters better than an earth balance, that's totally fine. But anyway, you want a vegetable-based butter, of course, because it's vegan. So we're going to throw in the garlic first. We're on medium heat. We don't want to have too high of heat because the mushrooms are going to go in here. Yeah, this looks great. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted that to sizzle. It just finally started sizzling. So I'm going to drop in these chunks of onion. There's so many of the same basics that you're going to see in many of the dishes, right? I mean, you have your
Basics are basics.
Yeah. Parsley, garlic, onion. It's like the base of almost every dish on the planet. Same with vegan cooking, no problem. So we're gonna mellow this. Usually I cook everything at high heat, but for the mushrooms, since they're so delicate, we're gonna kind of cook all this at medium heat instead. So these are definitely tough vegetables, so we do want to get them, cooked. Don't forget the little hairs on the fennel. It's vegetable too. Great. Why don't you just show that a little bit, Tony? Alles, was ich fest, ich bin wunderbar. I love this song. And for this, guys, it's our secret recipe. Our little secret weapon, bouillon 100%. So with the bouillon, I'll take my trusty little paring knife and I'll just slice it in like this. So this way it gets, we spread the love. There. And then we're gonna mix that up. And the vegetables are actually softening really nicely. They're not browning. It's a big difference, right? We're just softening the base. All right, we'll be right back. We're gonna fold the mushrooms in nice and gentle. See how nice and dry they are? That's why you don't wash them. When you wash them, they literally just fall apart. And they actually have a lot of moisture in them, right, Mom?
Yes.
They shrink. So this is a lot of mushrooms, but we're also serving for 6 tonight.
They look great.
Yeah.
Wonderful fresh ones. Yeah.
Here, Mom, do you want to mix that up for me?
Just very gently put it under, hold it under. Oh, these are amazing. You guys, so exciting.
Don't
This
forget
is all you need to do.
your pizza. Here, we'll put a little bit in there. Just give it a little
Yeah.
love.
Of course, parsley is amazing what it does to mushrooms. It brings out the flavor. Pepper, very good.
Yep.
And the onions, of course, you can't go
And just
wrong.
a little salt because we have bouillon in there. Champagne. So we had a little champagne left over. We threw it in a jar. You could do it with white wine. You could do it with white wine. I threw it right in the jar. We're actually going to add champagne to the mushrooms, which gives it a really nice acid, and it's going to cook down. And we do that before we add the cream. Even first, when it comes to this mushroom sauce. Great.
Very nice.
It's going to give it a nice little something, right?
Just
You wanna
enough,
mix
to
that
get,
up?
just enough to get the juices started.
Little something.
Yeah, so what we're doing with the mushrooms is we're actually getting the whole saute together, and then we're gonna add the cream. Cook down. So there they go. Maybe 10 minutes? Mm-hmm. All right, medium heat. We'll be back.
Be yummy.
Tony, what are you doing there, babe?
I am cutting Swiss chard.
So what do we do first?
Well, we just cut the ends off.
Clean them up. We're going to put that in our soup pile, right?
Yep, all
Great.
this is going in our soup pile.
And then,
This way so you can see.
beautiful. Vitamin. This is like, Swiss chard is like
And then once we get here,
bigger.
bigger pieces like that. And then we'll cut all of this up and then we'll get back to you.
Awesome. Hi, welcome back. We're still smelling a little bit of that champagne, which is actually quite lovely. But it's really turning into a nice sauce. Can you get in there a little closer? Did you get steamed out a little bit? So we have that beautiful brown sauce, which is gonna then be used as our base for the cream sauce. So mushrooms are doing great. We need about 5 more minutes on those. They've been in there for about 10 minutes. And then these are Tony's root vegetables. He could have his own restaurant just based on his root. So I'm just shaking them up a little bit. There's a lot of moisture in there, which is great. Gonna cook them from the inside out. They're doing good. They probably have another 30 minutes, right?
At least.
And then of course I snuck in the green because I can't live without my greens. This Swiss chard looked so gorgeous today at the shop. I couldn't resist. So that's just gonna be our complement to the cream of mushroom and the celery root and the potato. This is just gonna be a really nice green. It's gonna be really refreshing. We're gonna even add a little lemon at the end of it. But this is simple, olive oil, garlic, and then we're gonna saute in those greens. So when that heats up, we'll be right back.
So these are cooking. They're getting brown. So
Olive
now
oil,
it's time to
Best sound in the whole world.
let these cook down a second and we'll put some more in.
Add a little bit more. Now we're wilting this, right? We're not gonna cook it down to death. We wanna keep it nice and green and light, so we're gonna wilt this down. It's gonna cook for a couple minutes, that's it, and then we're gonna turn it off. It's like a spinach, the Swiss chard. You don't
All right, so what we need to do is we need to thicken the sauce for the mushrooms a little bit, and we will do the cornstarch. Cornstarch is very nice. It doesn't get lumpy. You can also use flour and make a roux out of it, but this evening we are actually doing the cornstarch. And what we will do is we will add almond milk.
No, this is cashew milk. We're gonna go
Excuse me.
cashew. No, it's
Cashew
okay.
for change.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're trying the cashew.
Okay, very good. Cashew milk, and we're going to add it in with the cornstarch, and we'll whisk it, and we'll make sure that there are absolutely no lumps because we do not want a lumpy sauce. We want it to be nice and smooth. We add the rest. This is fabulous.
So we felt like the cashew milk just gave it a little bit of a nuttier flavor, and the almond milk was a little bit of sweet flavor. I mean, you could probably put a little almond milk in there too.
Put a little bit in there. We have it.
Why don't
Just
we
like a
add?
little
Why
bit.
don't we
Yeah.
add this? I think it's lovely.
I think it's fine.
It gives
And
it
we're
a-
gonna try it. We're trying it.
It's textures.
We're winging it.
We're winging
Yes,
it.
you gotta try it. It's textures. It's like all different kinds of things make the fabric of this fabulous sauce. Get some more. Get a little bit
Get a
more
little
liquid.
bit more. Yeah, a little bit more liquid because it's a broth
Yes.
anyway. And then,
Yes.
and then let's
Yes.
just bring it over, and we're gonna
And
add
here.
exactly.
So let's just
Great.
go.
A
So
little
what
impromptu
we did
here.
was, this is nice.
Okay, so let's whisk that in and see what happens.
So now you can see how it looks creamy.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's lovely. It
This
smells.
way we make sure it didn't curdle. I didn't want it to like curdle for any
It
weird
does
reason.
not curdle. There
the
is
champagne.
no.
I get worried about curdle.
No.
Ma, will you
Hold
give
on.
it a little
Look
try
at
with a
this.
tablespoon and let me know what it tastes like?
Well, this is very concentrated now because you have a lot of.
Yeah. See if it worked.
Delicious.
Oh, good, it worked.
Very delicious.
Yes.
All right. So a little.
I'll take this.
Great.
Good old-fashioned wooden spoon. Put it in. It is
turn up the heat a
so
little
delicious.
We're not gonna tell Dad it's vegan. We're gonna tell him it's
No, it's cream. It's delicious flavored cream. It's so
We're gonna
good.
So creamy.
so we can
So
have the milk
if you let
vegan.
it settle down for about 5 minutes, you can see that it's going to thicken up. And if you feel that you need a little bit more thinning of the sauce, you don't want it to be too liquid. You actually want it bodied. So when you serve it over your potatoes and your root vegetables, it's sort of nice.
On the Swiss chard, is it done?
It is ready.
wow.
By the way,
It's
that was
turned
about
on.
8 to 10 minutes.
It's
No,
done.
it
It's
wasn't. It
done.
was like 6 minutes.
Done.
Okay.
Yeah, but we didn't overcook it.
That's it. We turned
and
it
we're
off
not
now.
even covering it. We're just
We're
letting
leaving
it
it go.
steam out. Great.
Yep, and
Let's
now
check in
let's
on your
check
root
in on
vegetables.
the root vegetables.
Yeah, we have our oven light. Hold
Open
on.
the top right.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Ooh yeah. Spotlight.
Oh, yeah, we'll mix them, but they still need, I think soon, after they've cooked a little bit more, we'll broil them.
Yeah.
Get
So
some
another
heat from the
15
top.
minutes. You guys come on in. We're gonna serve everything at the table with our family dinner. Here are our beautiful mushrooms with the cream sauce that we made. Amazing.
Pataten.
And then our celery root and potato roast coming over to the table.
Wow.
Oh, it's so good.
It looks fabulous.
Wow.
Farm,
Oh, sorry.
farm
These
dinner.
are from Germany, right? We'll use
These are from
These
Germany.
are from Germany. These.
Yeah.
And then we should get a spatula for the potatoes.
No, get that spoon.
I got a really nice spoon. I got a nice spoon right here. This is amazing.
Right, we are about to play. Come on in, check this out. So what we'll do is this is a celery root and roasted potato. And then we have this beautiful cream sauce with mushrooms. And then we're gonna add a little bit of Swiss chard. And guten appetit, you guys, enjoy.
All right.
Und